Look, there's a lot of things that didn't go right for us in that game, and yet we're in a position late in that game. We make a couple changes, and we're down one goal. I think the most important thing that this group of men have to learn is how to try to keep grinding. And can we get a chance? Can we get two chances? Can we get three? And in fact, we did that, because if you walk out of this building at 2-2, regardless of the fact that we didn't play very well, learning how to win on the road in this league against a really good team and giving yourself a chance to get a result, a draw here, would have been really, really important for this group. Unfortunately, it doesn't go that way. And we're all disappointed, and it's unacceptable. And, what I don't want any guys in the locker room to do right now are point fingers, because it's on all of us. It's collective. It's been that way this season, and we have to fix it. So my message to them was, we have to be problem solving oriented. What can we do to change it? Give ourselves some credit for getting to that point deep in the game where we still had a chance to get a result. Didn't go for us, and now we have to learn from it.
Thanks, Coach. We'll head over to questions. First one we'll go is Tom Timmerman. Then we'll go to Justin Horniker.
John, first off, what's Roman's status? Was his injury connected to what kept him out of the Vancouver game last week?
I don't think so, Tom. I haven't had much of a chance to debrief with medical staff on it, but I think he just has a back spasm. It happened on the first kick of the game, and he told us on the side, "Hey, I did something to my back." We had him looked at, and just from what the medical staff told me at halftime, I don't think it's a pulled muscle or anything. I just think it was a back spasm that couldn't be relieved, and so therefore he really couldn't move much. And he tried, but he couldn't go.
And then without pointing fingers, but how concerning are those first two goals? And we've seen it kind of all season with guys coming in alone on your net.
How concerning is it? It's obviously very concerning, but I would also say that, like, we're playing a Colorado team that literally they want to catch us in transition. So we knew exactly what they were going to try to do. And unfortunately, it's not like we allowed them to do that, but we made several mistakes, especially on the first one. Really, fundamental mistakes. And I don't want to go into what it was and how it happened, but I'll put it this way. You can't have three defenders and your three defenders all do different things when you're being counterattacked. And that allows for a lot of time and space and a numerical advantage for your opponent. And that is definitely concerning.
Justin?
Coach, you go down the goal early without either Lube, and you haven't had a lot of chances. Haven't had a lot of opportunities to generate chances this year, but you come back, you grab that first goal, almost not immediately, but pretty close in the run play. What kind of happened after that to allow the Rapids back into the game, then eventually just take over?
To be fair, I thought that was phenomenal for us to get back in the game. Great goal, really good service, excellent execution on a header there from Johnny. And that puts us back on level terms, but it gave us the ability to get back in the game. And until they scored the second one, I was like, this is a chess match. This is exactly what we thought was going to happen. Which team can be better at these little parts of the game? And I was pretty, at least at that point, confident that if we did what we're supposed to do, we had a couple other chances in that. So the second goal really hurts. Then losing Roman, Ben comes on and plays well, keeps it. We go into halftime 2-1, and we think we have a chance. But it is hard when you put yourself back in a game and then give up a second one like that.
And then to focus on that goal a little bit, Jay Reid signs his contract today. He makes that big move on the left side to free up space to send in that ball to Johnny Klein. I mean, what was your read on that? Was that kind of what you've been looking for throughout the match, especially with those runs down left hand side?
Yeah, we were trying to get our outside backs forward. Colorado, similar style to us. They protect the middle of the field, so the space to attack is wide. And if you can get, good service and runs in the box, that's exactly what we thought we could at least have some chances with today. And on that play, we obviously executed very well.
Next, we'll go to Matt Baker.
Hey, Coach. How much does going into a game with about, I think I counted 2 attacking substitutes, impact your ability to make some of those tactical adjustments in the second half?
It's not great. I would just say, and look, this has no implications to Josh Yarrow or Anthony Marcanic, but when we got to that point where it's 2-1 late in the game, we didn't bring on attacking players necessarily. We just had to adjust, to a different system with the players we had on the field to give ourselves that chance. Obviously, that didn't work, but to your point, we're still, not at full strength, and it's definitely difficult to beat a quality opponent, especially at altitude, especially a team that's in really good form.
What did you see out of Sam Adeniran and his sub? And do you feel like the chemistry between him and Nukvi Thorson gave you what you wanted to see as something to build upon?
Definitely think it's something to build upon. Got to see if we can continue to get Sam, back, especially in terms of minutes. He gives us a different look in our attack for sure. And, he has a chance. He sets up Nukvi perfectly for a chance. That's what we were fighting for in that second half. Could we win all the critical moments in front of our own goal? Could we keep it out of the back of the net? And could we find one of those chances? We also had at 3-1 an excellent serve from Totland, on a free kick, and you're thinking, oh, somebody get on the back of that one. So that's, I'm going a little off your question, but I think there's a lot to build on there.
Next, we'll go to Tom.
John, Edu's condition, he obviously wasn't on the roster today. How is he?
We're hopeful that he can return to training hopefully midweek, and that we'll have him available for next weekend. But at this point, I would say that's probably 50-50.
And then just you have Reid out there, you have Wenzel out there. Is the back line still chaotic?
When you give up 4 goals, it looks that way. But I really want to say that Jaden has done an unbelievable job coming in. So I don't think it's in probably as bad a spot as it looks like right now. Michael has come on and done really well with us. We were really concerned about Totland tonight. And he came on and provided good minutes, but I really don't think he would have been able to go 45, much less what he did. So, Keel gets a start. And when you just keep having to change so many things like that, especially personnel, it's not easy to have that continuity that you want, especially in your back line.
And how big is the challenge on, you had good vibes coming off the San Jose game, to get any kind of good vibes off a game like this?
I do think it's possible, because we were in that game, and when did they score the second goal? I think it was the 80th minute, Tom. And again, I can't overstate the fact that if you can put yourself in a position to, get 1 goal back and walk out of here with a point, that's massive. So, we were clearly going for it. We were not trying to bunker in and just survive this game in 2-1 and walk out of here. No, we went for the win, and that opened ourselves up a little bit. And, it definitely looks and feels a lot worse, but we're going to try to build on those positives. It's the only thing we can do. We have to be, like I said earlier, a team that starts to look for solutions to the problems that we have, because it's the only way to get out of the hole that we're in.
We got time for 2 more. We'll go to Matt Rocchio.
John, was there a tactical change that led to you guys cutting down on the transitions and the box entries for about the first 25 minutes of the second half there? I know obviously it got out of hand after that, but for the first about 25 minutes, like you were talking about, the game really settled in there. Was it a tactical shift, or was it just positioning being better that led to you guys kind of settling in there for a little bit?
No, look, I'll just we went to being very just compact, and we decided to get into what we call a compact press and give them space, to go backwards and to go wide, but not penetrate, us in the middle. And we knew we were going to have to defend our box and do it, really well to start the second half. It wasn't any secret that if we could do that long enough, the game might open up. We might bring Sam on and have a chance. So I'm actually really proud of the team for going out there and for 35 minutes, doing what we essentially had to do in this game to try to give ourselves a chance to get a result.
And we'll wrap up with Matt Baker.
Coach, could you talk a little bit about the midfield duo of Jabalu Blom and Chris Durkin and their roles in both providing that assistance in the transition defense as well as connecting the lines offensively?
Yeah, I mean, they're both, holding midfielders more so than like an Adu, who has an ability to, do both and to connect and be a little bit of your playmaker from a deeper position. So I was, and they both put in an incredible amount of effort tonight. The numbers for both of those guys are astounding. So you gotta take your hat off to both of them. But I also feel, that there's work to be done there, because when we win, they not only worked hard, but they won balls. Now, can we connect a pass or two that allows us to, get a good attacking shape? That was a really bad problem for us tonight, all game really, is that we weren't able to establish any kind of possession, and then we were just defending again.
Coach, thank you for joining us. We appreciate your time.
Thanks, John.
Thanks,
Thank
John.
you.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, we got Johnny Klein here. Tom, go ahead, kick us off.
John, what do you come away with after a 4-1 loss in a game that you guys were in for long stretches of?
Yeah, I think that's exactly it. We got to the 80th minute in the game on the road against a good team. And that's what Hack was kind of preaching in the post-game meeting. That's the next step for this group. We're in the game there. We have chances to tie it. We have chances to maybe go win it. And you just can't give that third away. It really, really closes the game out. So that's what you take from it, being able to just fight with a team like that. But at some point, we're going to have to start turning the corner there.
Also, those first 2 goals are something we've seen a lot of this year, of odd man rushes coming down on your goal. That seems like a concern.
Yeah, that's what the Rapids want to do. Very similar to us, get to the goal in as few passes as quickly as possible. it's unfortunate, we'll regroup, we'll look at those, but it can be a lot of things. It can be our rest defense. Maybe we weren't in the right positions. Maybe we gave the ball away loosely. I know one of them started from a goal kick, so that wasn't the case, but it can be a number of things. It's just cleaning those things up.
Next, we go to Matt Baker.
John, how do you handle the excitement of scoring that goal to start things off with the ultimate disappointment of what ended up happening?
Yeah, it's a good personal moment for me. My family was in the crowd, and that's a moment I'll never forget. But at the end of the day, it's a 4-1 loss on the road, and I think I could have had more, another goal or more assists. I thought I could have impacted the game more. So while I was happy with the goal, kind of disappointed that I wasn't able to impact any other scoring chances.
And then how do you feel some of those tactical adjustments happened, and what was your thoughts on how the game progressed into the second half, the different things you were asked to do?
Yeah, Jose came out. I went to the right for a little bit, comfortable playing there, and then late in the game we went to a 3-back and I slid back into the middle. So I'm comfortable doing it all. Just in the second half, we were kind of under it the whole time. I didn't feel like I ever really was able to get on it in good areas. But nah, and anytime Hack asked me to play a certain spot, I'm going to do it.
We'll go back to Tom.
How confident were you guys out there that second goal might come?
I think really confident, even though it was going to be against the run of play. Like, we got in those spots and had chances to do it. And on the road, sometimes that's just how it goes, and so that's the game of soccer. Sometimes those go in, sometimes they don't. And tonight they didn't for us. But I thought once you bring in Sam, he's a different player, can beat the back line on one run. And I thought at any moment I could slip him in, or anyone could, and it did almost happen.
Have you and Jaden combined for a goal at City 2 this year?
That's a good question. I'm not sure. But obviously Jaden's an incredible player. I know what he can do. And, I knew he was going to beat that guy, and I just tried to find some space in the box. And then shortly after that, he played another one. I'm a little upset with myself. I stopped my run. If I would have kept running, I think I could have just slid one to the back post. But no, I think that it's a good link up, and I hope it continues.
We'll go back to Matt.
John, this was your first trip to Colorado with City. How did the altitude, if at all, affect you and the team? And do you feel that that was a benefit to Colorado with the style of play that they have, direct, quick to goal?
I don't think it plays too much. I think just them being on the ball and swinging our legs out is it. But I don't think the altitude necessarily did that. I think just the way the game went maybe kind of ran us to the ground.
Anybody else?
John, how optimistic? You guys were feeling good after the San Jose game, and now, have you kind of lost that, the optimism, or how does this play out?
Not at all. No, I think we go back home against Vancouver, a team that we were up 2-0 on the road against. We know we're capable of beating them. Yeah, no, there's no optimism lost for sure. We're just going to keep fighting and just keep trying to turn this thing in the right direction. And, like I said, 80 minutes on the road with a really, really good team. Things could have gone a little bit differently, but we're just going to keep fighting. That's for sure.
John, thank you for joining us. We appreciate your time.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, John.
Thanks, John.
Appreciate it.
All right, everyone. We got Jaden Reid here. Tom, kick us off.
Jaden, you guys give up 4 goals tonight. Defensively, how do you think you did?
No, this is definitely a tough game, and games like this we can learn a lot from. I feel like if everybody just gives 10% more, we'll be in a better spot. But tonight just wasn't good enough from us on the back line. But there's always room for improvement, and we're gonna go back to the drawing board and get ready for Vancouver. So that's all I got to say for that.
Are those first 2 goals big learning points?
For sure. Big learning points.
We'll go to Matt Baker.
Jay, talk through how your on the ball work was, the first assist. What was that like, and how do you feel your link up play was working from the left side?
Well, I'm grateful to grab my first assist, and for it to be to Johnny Klein, who I played second team with, this was just unbelievable. I'd like to have gotten the W today, but definitely my first assist, I'll remember that forever. And I feel like we have a lot of stuff clicking. We have a lot of potential in this team. Once we get Edu back, once we get Berkey back, I just feel like there's a lot of good connections. There's a lot of positivities we could take away from even a game like this. And we just have to keep pushing. But I feel like so far there's a lot of chemistry. We're slowly building and getting better and better and better. But as for the left side, with Indy, I like playing with him. I like playing with Durkin and Johnny Klein, and I feel like we're trying to continue getting better.
What's it like from you to step into this role, a team that's struggling, but also you yourself getting your first significant MLS minutes? Has there been a learning curve to this whole thing?
So first off, I'm honored to step into this role because this is a great team. And, I truly feel like there's a lot of potential in this team. There's a lot of potential. And yeah, there's going to be a bit of a learning curve because I'm playing against a way better opponent. So, there's a lot of new things to learn, new ways to defend. And so obviously when you start something new, there will be a learning curve. But I just hope that every single day we get better and better.
We'll go back to Tom.
What's the feeling when you see Berkey leave the game?
It's a tough one, but adversity happens and we got to just overcome it. So just next man up. Everybody here is of quality, so you can trust Ben, And honestly, Ben just it was just a tough one. We could have helped him a little bit more, I feel like. So like I said before, just back to the drawing board and get ready for Vancouver.
John, couldn't recall. Did you have an assist with him in any City 2 game this season?
Yeah, I actually did. And it was against Colorado as well.
In Colorado or in St. Louis?
Just as a clarifier before we continue, this was Jaden's second assist. He got his first assist when he started against Atlanta. Just FYI. Sorry, you can continue, Tom.
Was that when you assisted with him in Colorado? Was it at Colorado or was it at St. Louis?
We got St. Louis.
St. Louis. Was it the same kind of play?
A little bit different.
How big was it to get the first team contract for the rest of the year?
Like I said, it's an honor, because this is what every single person who's an MLS Next Pro works for. And I'm happy that it worked out for me. And this is just the beginning, and I hope to keep getting better and better.
On that back line with Wenzel out there, does that help in any way that you two have been together before?
Yeah, for sure. We have a lot of chemistry built up from City 2. So we hope to keep that going for the first team.
How do you guys bounce back from this one? This is the second time in 3 games you guys have allowed 4 goals. What do you do from here?
So we put our trust in our coach. We trust Coach Hack. He's a very, very, very good coach. So we go back to the drawing board. We go back to film. We see things we could do better, and it's just slow improvements. Like a lot of teams go through rough patches, and I feel like the teams who go through the most adversity always come out on top. So it's just a matter of time till we find our way back up.
Jaden, thank you for joining us. We appreciate your time.
Thank you, Jaden.
Thanks, Jaden.